The boxing world was shaken when Gervonta "Tank" Davis, one of the sport's brightest stars, announced the cancellation of his much-anticipated fight with Lamont Roach. Jr. Fans had eagerly awaited this matchup, expecting a thrilling return to the ring for Davis. However, the cancellation left many stunned, and the debate over Tank's career choices intensified. While some fans celebrated the unexpected turn of events, others were frustrated by yet another setback in Davis's unpredictable career. Adding fuel to the fire, legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather, who has a complicated history with Davis, weighed in on the situation, further stoking the flames of controversy. Gervonta Davis has long been known for his explosive power, flashy style, and knockout ability. Over the years, he has established himself as one of the most exciting fighters in the lightweight division. Fans had been eagerly anticipating his return to the ring, especially after Premier Boxing Champions announced a March 2025 showdown between Davis and WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center. This fight was expected to be a comeback for Tank, who had taken a brief break from the sport. On paper, it seemed like an exciting event. However, not everyone shared the same enthusiasm for the matchup. Roach, while a skilled and respected champion, had earned mixed reactions from fans. Though he had achieved a great deal in his career, some boxing followers felt he wasn't the right opponent for someone of Davis's caliber. The criticism surrounding the fight began almost immediately after the announcement. Roach had earned his reputation as a formidable fighter, but many fans believed he lacked the star power and recognition to justify a bout with a fighter of Davis's stature. The social media buzz surrounding the fight was filled with skepticism, with fans commenting, "Nobody wants to see that, and Tank needs to fight someone better." Despite these doubts, the fight was scheduled, and fans remained hopeful that Davis would showcase his skills against a respected opponent. However, the uncertainty surrounding the fight grew as the date approached, with whispers of a potential postponement or cancellation circulating in the boxing community. The inevitable happened when Davis took to Instagram to announce the cancellation of the fight, sending shockwaves through social media. Reactions from fans were mixed. Some were disappointed by yet another canceled fight, while others felt the matchup never had much excitement to begin with. One fan expressed relief, saying, "Honestly, I'm glad Roach wasn't the right fight for Tank. Let's see him face real competition." Others, however, were frustrated, believing that Davis had once again failed to deliver on the hype surrounding his career. Adding to the drama, boxing legend Floyd Mayweather, who has a complicated relationship with Davis, weighed in on the situation. Mayweather, known for his blunt remarks, did not hold back. He commented that Davis's decision was ultimately about money, suggesting that Tank's focus on lucrative paydays often took precedence over facing the toughest opponents. "Tank has always been about that, but at the end of the day, it's all about the money," Mayweather remarked. He also acknowledged the fan backlash, pointing out that many boxing fans had expressed their dissatisfaction with the fight, with some even stating that they would not purchase the pay-per-view event. Mayweather's comments sparked a deeper conversation about the recurring criticism of Davis's career, a focus on making money over seeking the most challenging fights. This situation marked yet another chapter in the ongoing debate about Davis's decision-making. While many fans had expressed frustration over his reluctance to face top-tier opponents, Mayweather's remarks only seemed to confirm those concerns. The cancellation of the Davis vs. Roach fight wasn't just about the opponent's skills, but the fact that Roach had earned a narrow, split-decision victory over Hector Luis Garcia, a fighter whom Davis had decisively knocked out in the 9th round. This stark contrast in performance only further fueled the perception that Roach was not the right opponent for someone of Tank's level. The debate about Davis avoiding bigger names in the division like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Vasyl Lomachenko became even more heated. Lamont Roach Jr., despite his WBA super featherweight championship title, was a controversial choice for this matchup. Roach had requested special permission from the WBA to move up to lightweight for the fight while retaining his 130-pound title. This further complicated matters for fans who questioned the legitimacy of the matchup. Some fans, however, were still willing to give the fight a chance, hoping that it would provide a glimpse of Davis's skills, despite the doubts surrounding the legitimacy of the bout. Unfortunately, that was not to be, as the fight was officially canceled, leaving Roach with another setback in his career and Davis facing even more scrutiny. Now, with the Roach bout scrapped, all eyes were on Davis as fans eagerly speculated about his next move. Many called for him to face more challenging opponents, with names like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Vasyl Lomachenko topping the list. One fan on social media wrote, "Tank can't keep disappointing his fans. He's got to fight someone who will really test him." Another added, "The hype won't last forever. He needs to prove he's the best." For Lamont Roach Jr., the cancellation of the fight was a significant setback. While many fans had questioned his ability to compete at the same level as Davis, this opportunity would have been the biggest moment of his career. Roach had steadily built his reputation and had hoped that stepping into the ring with Tank Davis would elevate his profile. Now, with the fight off the table, Roach will have to wait for another opportunity to prove himself on the big stage. Interestingly, the cancellation of the fight sparked a wave of mixed reactions from the boxing community. While some fans were disappointed to see yet another fight fall through, others celebrated the news, believing that this matchup was never the right one for Davis. Social media exploded with comments like "good riddance" and "we deserve better fights." Yet, beneath the celebration, there was also a noticeable wave of frustration, as Davis had already faced repeated criticism for not taking on enough top-tier opponents. The perception that he was avoiding the toughest challenges was only reinforced by the cancellation of the Roach fight. One fan summed up the sentiment perfectly: "Tank is a superstar, but he's got to stop letting us down. We want greatness, not excuses." As the criticism of Davis continued to mount, the boxing community found itself divided. While many believed that Davis should have fought someone with a higher profile, others saw the cancellation as a blessing in disguise, giving the boxing world another chance to call for the much-anticipated showdown between Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson, a highly skilled and undefeated fighter, has long been a target of Davis's critics. The potential fight between the two was a topic of debate for many boxing fans, who saw it as a perfect clash of styles: Tank's explosive knockout power against Stevenson's defensive brilliance and technical skills. Fans were eager to see the two square off, but Davis's dismissive comments about Stevenson only fueled the controversy. In a recent interview, Davis shrugged off the possibility of fighting Stevenson, claiming that the WBC lightweight champion hadn't done enough to deserve a matchup. "What has Shakur done? He hasn't fought anybody. Before he even thinks about mentioning my name, he needs to prove himself against some real competition," Davis stated. Davis's remarks sparked immediate backlash, with critics accusing him of avoiding a legitimate challenge. Some fans defended Tank's position, arguing that Stevenson's resume lacked the marquee victories needed to justify a fight against a star like Davis. However, the growing tension between the two fighters only made the potential matchup more tantalizing for fans. Stevenson, known for his calm demeanor outside the ring, responded to Davis's comments with sharp rebuttals, openly criticizing Tank for taking on opponents like Lamont Roach Jr. instead of facing him. Stevenson has made it clear that he is willing to fight anyone, but his primary focus is on Tank, whom he views as the ultimate test in the lightweight division. "I've fought champions and dominated them. Tank can talk all he wants, but the truth is this fight isn't about me proving myself. It's about whether he's ready to face someone who can expose his weaknesses," Stevenson declared. The growing rivalry between the two has intensified the anticipation for a potential fight, with fans on both sides of the debate passionately defending their favorite fighter. Adding even more intrigue to the rivalry is the endorsement of Shakur Stevenson by none other than Floyd Mayweather. Despite his split from Davis, Mayweather's opinions carry significant weight in the boxing world. When asked about the potential matchup between Tank and Shakur, Mayweather didn't hold back. He praised Stevenson's skills, stating that while Davis has incredible knockout power, Stevenson's technical abilities were on another level. "Tank is a big puncher, no doubt about that, but if we're talking about skills, pure skills, Shakur Stevenson is on another level," Mayweather said. Mayweather's comments fueled the ongoing debate, with many boxing fans now questioning whether Davis's knockout power could overcome Stevenson's superior technique. The rivalry between the two has sparked passionate discussions, with fans dissecting every aspect of their styles: Tank's raw power versus Shakur's defensive mastery and adaptability. The prospect of a showdown between these two fighters has become one of the most talked about potential matchups in recent boxing history. In the midst of all this, Gervonta Davis's career continues to evolve, with the potential for retirement looming on the horizon. Davis, who has delivered countless highlight reel knockouts, recently announced that he plans to retire from boxing by the end of 2025. This revelation has added yet another layer of intrigue to his already complicated career. Boxing analyst Tim Bradley, a former two-weight world champion, weighed in on the possibility of Davis retiring, acknowledging the grueling nature of the sport and the toll it takes on fighters over time. Bradley expressed understanding for Davis's decision, stating that while fans may want to see more big matchups, Davis had already achieved great success in his career and had earned the right to walk away when he felt the time was right. The sport ain't no joke. He's made a lot of money in the sport already. I know there are fights out there I would love to see Tank fight in, but if he ain't feeling it, he ain't feeling it. It is what it is, Bradley said. His comments echoed the sentiments of many in the boxing world, who understood that while Davis's departure would leave a void in the sport, his health and well-being should come first. As Davis's potential retirement date approaches, fans will continue to speculate about his future in the sport. Some hope that he will face the best competition before walking away, while others respect his decision to leave on his own terms. Regardless of what comes next for Gervonta "Tank" Davis, one thing is certain: his place in boxing history is secure, and his impact on the sport will be felt long after his last fight.